and having security problems. The issue of economic integration is about market, common market. Akatare, akawamu. Somalia is already part of the East African community. Because if you go, I'm sure, if you go to the shops, they are full of East African goods, I'm sure. When I went there, last time I didn't go to shops, but I suspect that Somalia is full of East African goods. Even before Somalia joined the community. So, if that is the case, why not formalize it? And the issue of insecurity, you people, you like foreigners. You're always busy with those people. You must have heard of the USA when it was developing. In the 1960s, I never went to, I think I went to film shows like twice in my life. It was a Mirundi Eviri. Again, I come from film wow. But I used to see advancements in Mbarara town, here in Kampala, even in Nairobi when I would be passing through Dar es Salaam. In those days, there were films called The Wild West. Wild West. The western part of the United States, which had a lot of insecurity. Films of cowboys, shooting, what, you remember? Huh? Yeah. Those parts were already part of the United States, but they were insecure. But you couldn't throw away your cloth. Kubanga eriko sere. Sere mmanyi sere abawano abayayi b'omutawuni mmanyi sere. Tebagimanyi, so what can I hear? Sere banyankwere kolito obukurra bwe omuntu obukwata ku ngoye zo when you are going through the bush, not the bush, the gardens which are overgrown. They are the ones with sere. So I can't run away from my farm because there is sere. No. It is insecurity, but it is my farm. It is part of my livelihood, part of our structure. So insecurity, we shall handle it, but meanwhile trade is also going on. Because even within the war, goods are going. When we were fighting here, when we cut off Katonga, we were getting you fellows who like alcohol. That's when I saw something called Primus. I said, what is Primus? This is beer from Burundi. Primus beer was coming from Burundi all the way to Kayabwe here, Kayabwe near the equator here. So even in the chaos, the trade was going on. So why not bring them? Now, on the non-tariff barriers, this is, of course, unfortunate, but this is where we feel sorry. I feel sorry for you people, because I hear that there are 500 radios and TVs and Katimbasashira. Abo bogeraki. What do they talk about? Bogera kuvuma Museveni. Oh, kale bagende mu maaso. But those radios should be talking about issues like the non-tariff barriers, because that's where your future is. Your future. Muruwa nomuzadde abaana bagenda kuzaala abaana. What is their future? NRM yabawabula ne bagamba nti integration is very crucial for your survival, for your prosperity. But people don't talk about it. Talk about, I don't know what, okongera kuvuma ku Museveni, bogera ku America, you know what? But if you are really talking to you here, and the ones in Kenya, the ones in Tanzania, you are all talking about livelihood. How to survive, you people. Abalimye kasoli. Ani anagula kasolo oyo. Abamata. Aba sukari. Ebikado kamara. Then you would build up public opinion in East Africa, which would isolate those who don't see this. But you don't talk about it. You're talking about other things. I don't know what you talk about. European clubs, that you watch European clubs, football. Me, I've never watched a single European club. I stopped playing football myself. Why do I can play myself? Why do I have to watch others, especially Europeans? Nasembe okuzanya omupiira in 1966. That was my last time when I was in Mukisawe. Then I went to this job here, Obuyekera, and political struggle, ideological struggle. So these non-tariff barriers are really blind. Some few years ago, some people came here and said, oh, too far. Ntumufaki. Omuchere gwe Tanzania gututa. Tanzania is bringing a lot of rice. So I said, and this is killing our rice. How can somebody kill me if I'm sitting here? And you're also sitting there, how do you kill me? Unless there's something wrong with me. Omuntu ajja omuceere Tanzania ne gutunda ku bbeeyi ya wansi okusinga ogugwo ogwa wano. That means you are an inefficient rice grower. Norwecho, they wanted me to block the muchere of Tanzania. I said, no, I'm not going to do that, because because I block the muchere of Tanzania, Tanzania blocks something from you. When shall we ever trade together? So I refused. But I hear Tanzania still blocks. So I will go to see Her Excellency Samia say, now, I couldn't protect the inefficient muchere growers of Uganda. Nabagamba bwe mati musobola kuvuganya n'omuchere gwa Tanzania muveemu mugende mukole ebirala. You do other things. because there's some unfairness. First of all, you are unfair to the Ugandans okubawaliriza mbu bagule omuceere gwa bbeeyi ya waggulu kubanga gwa bano these inefficient Ugandan so-called rice growers. So you are first of all unfair to the Ugandans. Naye ate oguddewo olutalo na Tanzania kubanga bw'oggalawo omuceere gwa Tanzania nabo bagenda kuggalawo ekirala. So I opened, and if you look at the figures, the trade balance now is so much in favor of Tanzania between our two countries. Uganda has got a trade surplus with all the other countries except especially Tanzania, but to some extent Kenya also. Because Kenya, I also hear they are blocking this, blocking that. Nayenze, Nagana, blocking omuceere. So I will discuss with Her Excellency. The integration means, because some of them say, we are giving you a quota of what to bring. Why do you give me a quota? Because this is one market. Katere kamu leka oyo asobola okukola ekintu more efficiently tumuguleko ffenna aba East Africa kubanga waliwo Tanzania, like omuceere gwa Tanzania, if they are cheaper, let's all mugule omuceere gwa Tanzania ogwamwe muguleke muve mu bibali mwana byabadde agambako. Do other things. Amata tewali muntu asobola okuvugana na Uganda mu mata. Abalaalo balemera ku nte ng'enkwa. So there's nobody who can outcompete Uganda in milk. There's nobody who can outcompete Uganda in matoke. Ebyenyanja biri wano. So we have got things where Uganda has got a historical, maybe also even a cultural, kubanga abantu babiruddemu nnyo. Bino ebyomuceere salyanga ku muceere until 1960. When I was 15, that's when we tested it. We didn't give it a good name. I don't want to give you the name we gave it in Tungam. So we have got the areas where we have got a lot of strength. Our people from near the coast, like Tanzania, bebatandika ebyemiceere edda koragana n'Abarabu n'Abayindi babiruddemu. So they can grow the muceere. So we are going to, but it will be good singa obudde bwamwe mu radios and TV singa mubuteeka ku okunyonyola abantu ebikwata ku bulamu bwabwe. Because you are misleading yourselves. Mbeeramu ebyo byokugomaaza abantu. Because when you see countries like Latin America is richer than the United States in terms of natural resources. Amazzi, Emiga, the Amazon River, Ebibira, the Amazon forest, minerals. So Latin America is richer than the United States in terms of natural resources. But they are in misery because of the way they are organized, the fragmented market. Nicaragua, they are rich in presidents and poor in everything else. Excellency this, excellency that, right honorable, ebitiibwa byokka bijjudde eyo. Naye obwavu munange Latin America. So, what the NRM has been begging you, ati biwandiike nno, we have been telling you, do you want to be a Latin America, in Africa, or a United States of Africa in Africa? Singa mutandika okwogera mwena ebikwata ku bulamu bwammwe n'Abakenya nabo nimukwatagana nabo, because you find the ones who are pushing like okuteeka omusolo ku muceere, just a few individuals serving selfish interests. They don't care about their own countrymen or East Africa. Now, land reform, it is true, we have not done much on this bad land system, Mairo and all that, because we were diverted by Corona Munange. Corona Yingiramu. So I had to concentrate on saving you from dying, and I'm very glad that not many of us died. But it is true, we have not addressed some of the issues. We know them. Even the money, we had to divert a lot of money to Ebola, to COVID, to all the locusts. We have been getting all these. But the good thing is that we are moving forward, and at the right time we shall deal with the issue of the land. Although even there, what we had already done, like the 1998 Land Act, that act was very strong because it protected the Owichibanja. So when you see people being evicted, it is because they don't follow the Land Act. You know, while you banasomako, the elite obutayamba abantu bawansi. That is part of the problem. Otherwise, the law which is there would actually protect those people. Finally, wetland encroachment. We have been busy with Corona, with what, but at the right time, we shall chase all those people out of the wetlands, because the wetlands, I don't know, the problem I see here, you people, you have stopped being Ugandans. Muri bantu balala, because in Runyankore, it's very clear. I think even in the other dialects, Eksharara, that's the swamp. The swamp is very clear. It has certain grasses which you find there. One particular grass is Ebigugu. I think it is Cyperum latifolia, the scientific name. Wherever there is a Ebigugu, that is a wetland. Then you get other grasses. You get the papyrus. You get the other grasses. So, even when they encroach, those grasses still come. Therefore, once we launch the campaign, you will not survive. The next batch.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The next questions are from Judith Kukunda, Elizabeth Ankunda, Elizabeth Kamurungi, Dora Atunjeire, and Sarah Kajingo, in that order. Remember, be precise. One question to the point. Thank you. Judith.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. My name is Judith Kukunda and I work with Uganda Radio Network. My question is about the recent regulation by the European Union regarding the European Union last month issued regulations where it said that they are not going to accept coffee exports when they are not from farmers who are registered, and also when those farmers have not proved that they planted that coffee from areas which were not deforested. So my question is government worried about price drops, and where does this leave coffee farmers? For instance, if they are saying that they are not going to accept coffee by 2025, because I understand that the European Union 60% of Uganda's coffee products. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Elizabeth? We have to Elizabeth. Elizabeth Ankunda, are you around? She's there.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Elizabeth Ankunda, India. Your Excellency, I will request you to allow me ask this question in Uganda since it goes down to a common person. Your Excellency, Ministry y'ebyettaka ekyagenda maaso okugaba ebyapa ebisukka mu kimu ku ttaka limu. Your Excellency, ensonga eno yeeyongedde obutabanguko bw'ettaka mu ggwanga Uganda. Abantu, Your Excellency, besse bafiiriddwa ebintu byabwe. Your Excellency, ensonga eno y'amaanyi nnyo naddala mu disitulikiti gye nva nze ng'omuntu ey'eggomba. Your Excellency, bannaggomba ne bannayuganda okutwaliza awamu baagala kumanya, Your Excellency, ensonga eno egenda gonjoolwa etya. Your Excellency, ngenda kusaba ntwala akakisa kano nti olwaleero nkusinkanye okusaba nti bannaggomba bakusaba n'obukakkamu obusembayo obasinkane oyogereko nabo ku nsonga eno obuhumurize, Your Excellency, habw'okuba emitima yaabo eyalakiriire. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Kamurungi. Please introduce yourself and the media house you come from or you represent. Thank you.
I'm Elizabeth Kamurungi. I'm from the Daily Monitor. Mr. President, will you...
Karungi or Karungi?
Kamurungi.
Kamurungi.
Yes.
It's not Kamurungi. It must be Kamurungi. Are you a Mtoro?
No, I am a Mnyoro.
A Mnyoro?
Yes.
Oh, that's in order. For Mnyoro, they say Kamurungi. It's true.
Yes.
So I thought you were a Mnyankwere who is distorting your Nyankwere.
No.
But Mnyoro, they don't put a Y, they put Murungi.
Yes. Mr. President, will you run for office in 2026? And on a related matter...
Remove your mask and speak, I hear. Remove your mask.
Mr. President, will you run for office in 2026? And on a related matter, what are your thoughts on the question of transition in a country that has not seen a peaceful one from one president to the other? Thank you.
Dora Atwanjere. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly.
Excellency, my name is Dora Atwanjere. I work with Next Media. My question is, it has become very common to see soldiers conducting or carrying out land evictions, and these are civilian land or court-ordered land evictions. This has watered down the reputation of the army or the force, because these are just soldiers in uniform. Has something changed that the men in uniform or soldiers in uniform now have to come and carry out these court orders?
Thank you, Dora. Lastly, Osara Kajingo. Microphone, please.
Good evening, Your Excellency. My name is Kajingo from Soft Power News. Now, Uganda has carpet smooth roads across the countryside.
Has got?
Carpet smooth roads. Roads.
Smooth roads.
Smooth roads in the countryside, but it has become the norm in Kampala that every outlet to every suburb has potholes, to the point that Ugandans now make memes and jokes about it. Then the next is traffic jams. The cost of traffic jams and potholes to business in Kampala is immense. It may take 4 hours for somebody to drive from Nigeria to Kampala. What's the challenge? Is it that COVID impacted our resource pass? And relatedly, private sector foundation has been charged with organizing the Eastern African Summit, Economic Summit, as a prevent to the NAM. Nendowooza bino kambyogere mu Luganda, abagenyi baffe tebabiwuliriza. Tuli mu kutya kubanga abakulu bajja kuba bali mu nnyonnyo, ne bano abagenda okujja mu summit bajja kuba basula mu hotels n'endala ate nga bayita mu potholes. Ekirala, Your Excellency, mbadde nkusaba kubanga kijja kuba kya bulyaza amaanya bwe nzija wano ne sikyogerako ekyo bannange kye boogeddeko eky'okukwata abantu. Nze nali muto e Masaka ng'olwana, era abaserikale abo ab'edda baabuzangawo abantu, naye kati buli lw'ogenda ku Twitter olaba ekifaananyi omuntu ng'agamba basaala muli eyo musirise, ono omukyala. Waliwo n'erinnya ly'omukyala gwe bayita Olivia Lutaaya. Olivia Lutaaya. Babeera bamwogerako, nakati bwe twogedde nti tujja wano abantu mbu baamusiba, alina abaana 2, mbu musibe, mbu ali mu court martial. Kati abantu babeera bagamba naye muzeeyi nga muntu w'abantu, ng'alina ekisa, ng'amanya abakyala, bano abalina abaana baabwe nga bato, lwaki ekyo temukyogerako? Ekirala nti buvunaanyizibwa bwa gavumenti.
Bamusubira bwereere.
Tebakyogerako kati oba tomanyi oba bulimba, naye bagamba mbu ali mu court martial.
But you can be in court martial for good reason.
Babeera bagamba mbu bamusibira byabufuzi.
The court martial is mainly to deal with terrorist cases. And so you get the facts. Bamusibira bwerere obaki?
Yes, sir. And then related to that.
Thank you, Sarah.
Okay.
Thank you. Your Excellency.
Now, if the Europeans say they will not buy coffee which is grown in land encroached from the forest, I don't normally agree with the Europeans, but this time I would agree with them. I would say, kakati abazungu nabo bogedde kyamagezi. Because they don't normally tebakwata luguudo olwo. But in this case, if they say, kubanga baba banyambye nti abalumba ebibira emwanyi zammwe tetugenda kuzigula, omuzungu ngenda kumwebaza nti kuno okoze ekyamagezi. Because why do people go to the forest? Twabagamba dda forests, wetlands, zino ze mugamba. Why? I would agree with the Europeans this time. I would agree with them because it is really criminal to go in the wetlands. We don't kukambwara nnyo because you see the country is moving all the same in spite of those indisciplines. But the country is moving. More factories, more this, more that. But abantu abo abatawuliriza, we shall of course deal with them at the right time. We shall deal with them. But why not listen? Because when we came from the bush, they had encroached on the whole of Mabera. I chased them. That Mabera had disappeared. When I chased them, it has come back now, Mabera Forest. Kubanga amini yali yabagambye nti mugende mu kibira tekirina mugaso. But I ordered them back, and the forest came back. So even these forests will come back. It is because we are busy. Like now we are handling some issues. Then these ones divert us here. But we shall, they will leave. They will leave. So if the Mazungu have put that pressure, that's good. I like it. Multiple land titles of Gomba. Gomba no ruga hi mwana. Chahi. Now, but even here, you see the Botwawangura UPC, we didn't fight in every corner of Uganda. Twasoka ne tukubira UPC Ruwero. Yensongolera bagamba akanyigo ka Ruwero. Twagamba nti UPC jangu wano tukubire kiwoko wano. Nitulemere ebyo mu Ruwero. Nibaleeta amagye from West Nile ne tugakuba. Baleeta gawa ne tugakuba. Until Obote collapsed in Kampala. We were still in Ruwero. So, ebi byemugamba nti abanyankole call it okutunjika ekyapa ekindi oba mu Luganda bakyogere batya, to put something on top of the other one. Kutika. Ogatika. Oh, okay. So, singa ankonda, singa onfunirayo bwino yebyapa nga bina bisatu. N'oginfunira nti kino nakolagana na kubanga eyo yonna H.E Biyanja Madu eyo namulina obukulembeze buli eyo Why don't you work with them, you and Kunda? Koragana nabo, tufune bwino, like 3 cases.
Your Excellency, actually my uncle is a victim. Nyine uncle wanje.
Now, don't okutonzia. Okutonzia wo mu Luganda bakwita batya. Okwekubagiza. Tebanange enfudde biki. Ngambo nyabonye. Now, you just get bwino. Bwino of your uncle's land, and bwino of another one, which you know, and bwino of another, like 3 of them, and give them to that police officer. Then we come in, because this is like a civic duty. Bomu omuna Uganda asomye. If you have come across such misuse of power, why don't you help by okulambika? Bakita kulambika. Kulambika is what? To lay properly. Then we kill those 3. Do you remember what happened to the Twakwata? Abari Baba sent in Prime Minister's office. They were called Obey, and another one. Kazinda. Abantu abo bali babye sente nyingi netubakwata, and it really became no kufandoza abasinga bafu. I don't think they're even alive. Bali luzira.
Bali mukomera sebo.
So, if we now make an example, singo tuyamba netufuna ko betutuga.
Kubanga etteeka ebyapa bingi eby'ekikanga ekyo ebibadde bigattikaniddwa, minisita wa lands abadde abisazaamu kubanga etteeka likikkiriza, n'ekirala ministry ya lands efuba okulaba nga ekozesa ebyuma bikalimagezi, information yenna ebeere ku mutimbagano okwo, kijja kutuyambako okumalawo okugattagatta ebyapa ebyo.
Yeah, but okusazamu is not enough, because we want to punish the one who did it.
Your Excellency, we have developed an IT system, the Land Information Management System, where if you are titling and that land is already titled, you will know. So if there is a case of multiple titling, it is just fraud. It means somebody has deliberately just committed fraud, because now with the IT system.
But Ankunda is saying that she's aware of so many cases. That's why I want her to just get me 3 cases. Okay? Okay, now, Ankunda. Now, Uganda question board 2026 transition. We shall deal with that at the right time. Omanyi the problem mwerwaza blood pressure. Mubera mukwera likira. What is your problem? You have got enough problems handling you now. Ate no yongara kone byukwera likira obukusajja ogunagenda.
Waliwo n'abalala abeeraliikirira olw'okuba baba tebaagala kukuluzinga. Kweraliikira kwa mirundi ebiri. Waliwo abeeraliikira oba gunaagenda. Naye waliwo abatya nti oba anaatulekawo.
No, but if you know that NRM is a rational political force, ate waliwo byekozeeko myaka gino gyonna, bwe tutuuka ku tusalawo bwe tuti. Why would you worry that, because 1971, Amin yaja mu buyinza. No, 1966, Obote yamenya constitution. Netutuula netwogera netusalawo nti kati gire tulindako. We didn't go to the bush, although we didn't support what Obote did. 1966. That's why I was telling you, during that time, I was busy promoting the land enclosure system in Ankole. Now, Amin comes in 71, and we see to say, this time, to no NRM yo bwesalamu. 81 netusalawo nti bali bagamba bino musirike nedda. This time if we kusirika, Uganda agenda will collapse completely. So we decided to fight. Then all this time we have all this, we come 1986, then we say, what do we do now? That's what we said. Now, for now, to just tambura ku Mugendo. You remember the NRM broad base. Then we constitutional assembly, constituent assembly. Then abakulembeze bensikirano, big issue. Tukole tutya, this one. Abagala kubakomyawo abakomyawo si kyampaka. We are always dealing with all those issues. Kati niwerwaza blood pressure. Like we have done with all these other issues. I remember 1989, when we decided to invite the ANC here, the group of South Africa. They had been chased from Angola. They had nowhere to go. I had a cabinet meeting, a big debate. Some of the ministers opposing, so no, don't bring ANC here. If you bring ANC, the Wazungu will attack us. The South African whites will bomb us. But now, the South African whites don't want these people to be in South Africa. They don't want them to be in Angola. They don't want them to be in Uganda. Where do they want them to be? And we are here? No way. Let them come. The reason we... So, all these issues can be debated and decided on rationally. Then I think it was 2005, the March Party. When was it? 2015? 2005. Because March Party, until we say, okay, mbaleke bagende, abagade bina bagende. So, similarly, this issue of 2026 will be decided, and transition is always happening every 5 years, because that's the transition. Transition within continuity. What do you think about that? Kuwanga buli myaka etaano waliwo okuvuganya singa tebawagera oyo ono abaddewo, there would be no, you would get a transition. So opportunity for transition is always there every 5 years for the last 30 years. But the only problem they have is that NRM has overperformed. So the majority of the people keep electing it. This is the problem. Ekyo kifuuse musango. Nti lwaki NRM abantu bajagala. The soldiers in land matters, I would issue an executive order. They will get out. We have discussed it in cabinet. I have not had time to draft the executive order. They will get out. And they should not be part of land matters. Soldiers should be fighting, not in Munsambu. Whatever Musirikari are Munsambu. In Sambu, was it in Sambu? In Sambu, land boundaries.
In Salo-Salo.
In Salo-Salo, in Shambu ziri Nyankore. In Shambu. Bw'olaba omuserikale ali mu nsalasalo z'amataka omanyi nti oyo si muserikale. Omuserikale abeera mu ddwaniro si wano mu by'amataka. Oyo muserikale wa kika ki? Kajingo, good roads up country. Then here in Kampala, the roads are bad. It is actually part of the same story. What you are saying is actually the truth. That in some countries, in many, I suspect in many countries, especially in Africa, the towns are very well developed. Then you go up country, terrible. For us, of course, there is also some bad planning in Kampala, but I think there is also the overall orientation of our thinking. Like, I have not followed much these small roads, potholes. I have not followed them up. I don't know. The other time, my daughter took me to some of them. But in my head, I have the plan of the whole country in my head. Remember, the points of the compass: north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, northwest. This is our plan for the roads. And you can check it. From here to the north, directly north, is all tarmac. The road is excellent, small, but good. Up to Nimule, that is north-south. From here to the south, there the road has got damaged to Mutukura. Mutukura, the road has got damaged. It had been done, but it needs to be done again. They are going to do it, that one. South. Now, east-west, from Maraba all the way to Mpondwe. You can calculate the distance. It must be like Maraba is 140 miles from here. Kampala, Fort Portal, is 200. Then you add to the border is like about 80 miles. That's a distance of almost 500 miles of tarmac road, east to west. Then you go northeast now, northwest, Arua, all the way to Koboko. Northeast, all the way to Moroto, southeast. So, if you, now what does that mean? Bariumunsi, I think it was Bariumunsi or somebody, no, it was Ramaram who said it had taken him 2 hours to go from Mbarara to Kampala, but it took him like, I don't know, 4 or what in Kampala. Okay, that's a problem. But he moved very fast from the periphery to the center. Now the problem is in the center here. Now, if we had concentrated on the center, and the roads were very good in the center, but we did not have that penetration, would that be good? I don't think it is. I don't think it will be good. So, even in Kampala, I have advised them to handle the Kampala in the same way: north, south, east, west. Then, if you remain with the bad road, they should be the smaller ones, the ones which are linking. So, I think when you are assessing the roads, assess them holistically. Holistically. Because like somebody coming from the north, he may not encounter those bad roads. Those bad roads are in the industrial area, Munda. But from the north to the post office center of Kampala, the road in Kawempe is not so bad now. It has got some small bad sections near Marago, but the other road is all right. From the east, the road in the Namamve area had got bad, but I think they're working on it now. So you would find that these main directions, east-west, north-south, southeast, even through Kampala, the roads are not so bad. It is these other ones, these Amatavi. So somebody is saying, Huh? No, I'm talking about the main ones. Even through Kampala. Because the one from Hoima, which is the northwest, all the way to post office, is it bad? Huh? I have not passed through Nakurabi recently. Namungona has a problem on the Hoima Road. Oh, okay. I have not passed there recently. But this is how, in my view, because our main task was to link the country. Is the country linked or not linked? Because that's the main one. The Maridadi, if there's interruption with the linkage, I get worried. But Maridadi one on Nawadi, as long as the linkage is there. Now, Narutaya, you find out the case. about Nartai, over Bamusvera Boirere. Kasinje, get in touch with the Kajingo. Let's have one batch of 5 questions and we end there.
Your Excellency, we actually got some questions from your Bazukuru country. There are 3 actually. There's one from Mbale, Lango, and West Nile, and then we'll add, I think, 2 more from here. So, team, if you can just play those questions. Thanks.
I work with and for Illegalarrests Mbale. Your Excellency, the general concern from Bugisu is about the government intervention to relocate people living in landslide-prone areas in Bugisu region. Over the years, we've lost so many people due to landslides and mudslides. And always government had promised to relocate people living in landslide-prone areas to safer places. But it seems the plan is taking longer. Your good people from Bugisu are willing to listen. Your plan to relocate them to safer places since we are expecting more rains next year. Thank you a lot, Your Excellency.
My name is Matua Job Richard, CEO, Organization for Transparency and Advocacy, Uganda. Mr. President, I come from West Nile, precisely Maracha. Right now, the biggest problem in West Nile, next to poor electricity, is the network of roads. The roads are very terrible, Mr. President. The road from Koboko to Yumbe to Moyo, which is the World Bank funded project that you launched in 2021, is in very terrible state. The road from Nebi to Zombo to Arua is very bad. The road from Nebi to Arua is very bad. Mr. President, what is your plan of doing these roads before 2026? Because in 2026, one of the issues that will determine the voting pattern in Western Nile is the road network. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. My name is Elvis Ajwiha. I work for Voice of Lang FM in Lira. Your Excellency, you may be aware that Lango sub-region is known for supporting football. And we would like to know from you, what are the plans that the government of Uganda is having for Akibwa to us AFCON Camp 2027? Thank you.
Okay, we'll add 2 to that, to those 3. Patrick Kamara and Henry Mulindwa. So, Patrick, you have a question here? Give him the microphone.
Thank you, Mr. President. The last time, Mr. President, we met, I had a conversation with you. It created a lot of excitement, but I don't want to go into that. I want to look forward. I know you're very passionate about the oil and gas sector. And you recently said that the pipeline was not your choice. The refinery was your choice. In fact, the pipeline, according to you, was a compromise. Up to now, I don't know whether you are clear on whether we shall be able to have the refinery, because that was your first idea, as opposed to the compromise. Do you have a sense, with all respect, of frustration that what was your flagship idea has been overtaken by the compromise? And I'm not asking another question, sir, but you have challenged us.
That is one question. Thank you very much, Sir Patrick.
I wanted to make an elevator pitch on the East African community.
Could I have Henry Mulindwa? Henry Mulindwa, last question.
Thank you, Excellency. My name is Henry Mulindwa. I work with the inspector. Excellency, you have been passionate about power generation from different sources. And in this case, I'm talking about power generation from bagasse which comes from sugarcane. You know, there are some companies, for example, Kachira, which is producing power, and it was licensed to produce 50 megawatts, of which 20 megawatts are used internally, and then 30 megawatts go to the national grid. But recently, when I took tour of this factory,